DJDUBL.
It's DJ Double in the building, and today I'm here with man like Bizzle.
What's going on, my brother?
Welcome to the show,
Yes,
bro.
bro. Your beard is looking wavy, cuz.
Oh, thank you, man.
You need to let me all your ingredients, because man's been trying, but when I get to like 2 months, it just looks all mad. Like, let's give up, man. Let's just trim it down.
Yeah, there's a few years in the making, I'm not gonna lie.
Few years, yeah.
Couple years in the making, man, yeah.
Oh, it's mental, cuz. I rate it, though.
Appreciate that, bro. Tell me about your first studio session.
Wow. See, this is a sick, I already know this is gonna be a good interview. My first studio session was in a bedroom in a house in Leytonstone. I was in More Fire Crew. And it was quite weird because I never knew about recording studios. Well, this wasn't a proper recording studio. It's like a little room. So they were like, okay, take the mic, put the headphones on, speak in the mic like we're doing now. And I was like, okay, cool. So I started like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I was used to holding the mic. So doing this, I was just like, rah, this is weird. Like, okay, cool. And then I recorded. I remember listening back thinking, okay, yeah, cool. But I still was like, can I not just hold the mic like that? Like I'm on the radio. They're like, nah, that's not how you do it, bro. And I was with Ozzy B and Nico, who was in my gang at the time. And I remember I was just sitting there just thinking, this is really, really weird, man. But yeah, it's I've never told that story before, and I don't think anyone's ever actually asked me that before. But yeah, it was a little bedroom in a house, which later on we made Oi in that same room, which was our biggest hit for More Fire Crew back in 2001. So yeah.
So it's been like 15 years since that tune dropped.
Yeah, 15, 16 years.
So
yeah, long time.
One thing I was gonna ask you, with like, see these days how there's like, they call it the new generation of grime. There's the new artists, but not only that, there's the new fans as well. These kids in the club there's even kids, I've played some events where there's kids young as 15, like the under 18
Man,
events.
Man, born when Oi came.
Exactly, kids younger than the songs. So when it comes to you, are you in a position where you would point these new fans to the old music and be like, yeah, look where it started? Or do you think that kind of music should just stay in the past where it is and then move on?
You know what?
Here?
That's another good question, because I was having this conversation the other day with Getz and was like, you know what? Like a lot of this new generation, like for instance, I had a conversation with someone on my Twitter and he thought my first single was Rari Workout. And I must have replied to him, I was just like, haha, you're new school fans, it's all good though, welcome to the party, like welcome to the journey. But all my fans were getting onto him like, what? What do you mean? They started reading off all my old tunes and that, and they were all kidding, and I kind of felt sorry for him. I was like, you know what, like it's cool, man, like obviously he's young, innit? Like he's 15, innit? So, you know what I mean? He wasn't really born when, like, even when More Fire happened. Like he probably born when Power just came out. He was on your mum's tip probably then, you know what I'm saying? So, so my thing was, what Getz was saying, I think it was true. Like when you're young, you're into what you're into, innit? Like when I was coming up, I was into Wu-Tang. Like that was me. Like I respect Run DMC. I respect like Big Daddy Kane and Rakim. I like all that. Bit before my time. I respect it. But you can't tell me you gotta go listen to Big Daddy Kane. You gotta go listen to Run DMC.
Right,
Nah, I'm listening to Wu-Tang because that's what I'm into. I'm listening to Nas. I'm listening to Jay. I like what they do, but this is what I'm into. And it was the same now. It was like, as much as like I would love them to go and do research after their own accord, if you're into me as an artist or whoever it is, and you'd be like, right, let me see what other stuff he does. But I don't think it's the way to force feed fans to go check out your old stuff. I think engage with them with what you're putting out if they like that, and then I think it's up to themselves to go and do the research, you know. But it's nice for them to do it. So even in my shows, I always do some of the old stuff and educate them anyway because they're classics and, you know, majority of the audiences know them anyway. But yeah, that's my take on it. I just think music is free, you know, just let people just vibe with the music, how they want to vibe with it. And if they want to check out the old shit, they check out the old shit.
So I've noticed about you, like specifically when it comes to all of your stuff nowadays, it's very specific. It's Lethal Bizzle.
Yeah.
It's not Lethal B.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that's
different eras.
left behind.
Yeah,
so that's what I was going to ask you. Is it Lethal Bizzle because that's the branding thing, or is it is there a difference between what you were making as Lethal B and then moving into this? Is this like Lethal Bizzle is the 2.0?
These questions are dope, bruv. These questions are dope, bruv. Basically, Lethal B is that he's a different person to Lethal Bizzle. He's the same person, but he's a different person. You know, he's the guy that was in the pirate radio scene. He's the guy that was on the streets trying to get money as well as trying to do music at the same time. He's a guy that was just young, coming up in the game, reckless, wild. And Lethal Bizzle was when I became an adult and realized that, okay, cool, let's switch it up. Let's get this whole branding thing together. And then, you know, the business started to come in more. You know, I started being more strategic in certain things. Like I carry myself a bit differently. So it's the same person, but just two different attitudes. And I just think from 2000 and maybe 5 or 6 is when I started this transition. And I started to realize that, okay, and start taking this thing more seriously, because Lethal B was just young, wild, reckless, like just didn't even know that I could make a career out of this music thing. That I was literally go do a rave. The next day I got to go do things on the streets and then go radio, you know what I'm saying? So so yeah, it's exactly what you said. It's almost like a new and improved version of Lethal B. That's who Lethal B is.
2.0.
Yes.
Have you found it, or did you find it difficult, the way that the music industry changed and used social media for marketing? Because you're the social media don. Like your Snapchats, but like everything about your branding is based around the social media. So did you find it difficult moving into that and learning how to capture the audience, or was it just boom, natural? You
know what? I almost had no choice. I kept getting told no. The radio kept saying no. The promoters kept saying no. I couldn't basically get a look in, and I had to find other ways to engage to my audience. And me and the man, I'm always busting banter, having cussing matches all the time. And I did a blog on my YouTube channel just talking about something. I don't know what I was talking about, but I just thought I just want to tell the people this story. And then it just got like a mad response. And I was just like, rah, people really like this side. And I don't think they realize I even had this side, because of like when you hear songs like Pow and stuff, it's very aggressive and hyper. People think that, rah, this guy's just some crazy maniac from the road, which I probably was at that time. But I think the blogs kind of showcased the different side that they probably didn't realize that, rah, he's kind of just a normal kind of guy, like busting bants and shit. Then I started realizing that, rah, like I'm catching people's attention who may not necessarily even be into my music, but they think I'm cool or they think I'm funny. So I started to analyze that a bit more and see how I can involve that into showcasing my music, and then into maybe directing it into some other branding like clothing or whatever I got going on. And then obviously all the social media started things happening, because people watching this, believe it or not, like when Pow came out, there weren't no Twitter.
Was internet even a thing?
Internet wasn't even a thing.
I don't think I got that on vinyl. Not
you had to go
MP3.
HMV to go, you know what I mean, or go to your local record shop to go get the records then. So so then I realized that, wow, like once upon a time, going viral wasn't a good thing, but going viral is a good thing now. Like you want your shit to go viral. So I understood that logic, and I just had to basically say, okay, cool, radio, you're not gonna play me. All right, cool. I'm going to find another way where I can engage to my fans and speak to them directly and let them know my music's out, let them listen to it directly, build like a relationship with them. And yeah, it was probably the best thing. I mean, all the no's I kept getting from the radio stations, the TV stations, was a blessing in disguise for me, because I just stood on my own 2 feet. And then it got to a point where I'm charting without the radio. And then
hashtag or something. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's funny, like some of the conversations that I've heard when like the midweeks come in and then you've got Rari Workout at number 4 and it's not a no radio station, and just like, how the fuck is this guy doing this? Like, and then that's when they started realizing, wow, like this guy doesn't even need us. Like if we play him or not, it doesn't matter. He's charting. And then I just kept doing it, just kept going in the top 20, top 5 midweeks, and then it got to a point where it's like, if you don't support it now, you're just not like a dick, innit? But I've always been like, yo, I don't even mind. If you don't support it, I'm going to find another way. And that's where the social media focus came from getting told no from all these corporates and people with power who didn't want to support my music. And I had to find other ways to get it out there. And that's where the focus came from.
You did it in a sick way, man.
Thank you, bro.
So the new EP, You'll Never Make a Million from Grime.
Jeez!
Has being a millionaire changed your attitude towards making music? Because, for example, there's a whole stack of new artists now that are in the studio. They need that banger because they're still living in the ends, or they're still, they might even still live at mum's house.
Yeah.
So to look to the future. They want to make that million.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
almost, I feel like with you, because of the other business ventures you've got as well, you're in a position where if you never made another song, you could still tour off the catalogue you've got.
Yeah, yeah. Possibly.
And still, do you know what I mean? You've got nothing to worry about unless you get some crazy gambling addiction or something. Do you know what I mean? But, so has it changed, when you go in the studio, has it changed your attitude?
100%, 100%. I gotta thank Stay Dench for that as well, because it made me financially stable and made me say, you know what, I just want to make music I want to make, man. I just want to go in there, not worry about if radio's gonna put it on the playlist, not worry about if the TV's gonna play it. Like, cool, like I want it to be as big as possible, but let's just make some music that I like, that I'm gonna play, and not have to play the game of, it has to have a pop hook or it has to have that. And but the good thing as well, being in the position of I have to make that hit, I feel like sometimes you could make the best music ever, because it's a different type of hunger. Like, even when I made Pow, that's what I was like. I was like, bruv, man, I need to get out of the bits. Like, man, I got, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I made such good music. Like, some of my most fun times were when I was in the ends, making Pow, making Oi, making my first album, just having those experiences, going through them trials and tribulations. And now I feel like I'm back at that same place, but in a different way, where, like, the pressure's not the same, but the freedom is, and I can just make what I want to make. And yeah, it's like a blank canvas. I don't really, like, I just invent my own rules. You know, I don't really give two fucks about the politics anymore. So it does give me a lot more freedom just to make music that, you know, that I just want to make. And I think it's shown over the last few years why my music's been connecting. And yeah, that's probably the reason, man.
So Lennox Road is the album, and that's been pushed back.
Yes.
So firstly, explain the relevance of the name for Lennox Road.
Lennox Road is the road I'm from. That's the road I grew up on. It's in East 17, Walthamstow. And yeah, I felt like, because of a lot of things where I kind of tapped into a new generation, I felt like I almost needed to not reschool them, but just give them more of an insight of where the journey began. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy who thought my first single was Rari Workout, I think it was important for him to understand, like, yo, this journey started probably before, well, definitely started before you was even born, but just giving them more of an in-depth side of Lethal Bizzle, because the last, I'd say 7 odd years, I've put out singles every single year, and I haven't put out a project since 2009. So I definitely wanted to get a body of work out, and that's why I went with the EP first, because I felt almost like, I'm starting again, but almost like I think I needed to reintroduce myself to this new audience, to let them know, like, I do bodies of work. Like, I'm like 4 albums deep, including the More Fire album, you know what I'm saying? So I just thought I needed to just give them something to be like, hold this and, you know, take it in and let me see what you think. And the response has been amazing. So now I thought, okay, cool, now you know, like, yeah, man can do this album shit. So the album's in process, and that will probably be what's coming after this.
Who would be your ultimate collaboration, like dead or alive? Who'd you most like to do a track with?
Ultimate collaboration. Dr. Dre, man. Dr. Dre, he's been my favorite forever. I just everything about the guy, man. Just having a conversation with him, being in the studio.
Have you met him before?
I haven't met him before.
Right.
I've heard loads of stuff about him, and I get why he's so successful. He's so on the ball. He reminds me of myself in certain ways, how he is. He's just almost like cutthroat when it comes to business. Like, you need to just do your thing, and there's no time for passengers. But yeah, he's just so sick, and I'll probably get maybe 50 Cent to do a verse for me, because I love 50 as well. I'm actually doing a show of 50.
I was going to say he's over in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm doing a show with him in Portsmouth, so I'm looking forward to that. But Dr. Dre, yeah, I would love to do a song with him, man. I'm old school, man, so that'll be me. Maybe someone from Wu-Tang as well, maybe Ghost on the verse as well.
Yeah. Is there any updates on this JayZ verse? I need to know.
Bruv, JayZ's killing it, man. You know what? It's not even JayZ, it's Green Lantern. I don't know, he's just fucking up the bass for everyone. I don't understand what the problem is. But JayZ's here soon. He's doing V Festival.
Okay.
So I'm sending a few people out to try and, you know, get hold of him to have a little polite conversation and see if there's any light on that. But, you know, I speak to Just Blaze, like, we've become friends over the years. He's a fan of UK music, and he's blatantly told me point blank, like, JayZ said, go get the verse from Green Lantern. And then we were speaking, and then Just says, you know what, I reckon he's lost it. Because there's no way you're going to keep a verse from Jay as a DJ for over 10 years, and you're not even gonna take the acapella and stick it on another beat or do something.
Yeah.
You know the way. So he's like, he thinks he's lost it, or his hard drive's been corrupted, or because apparently what happened is when JayZ recorded it, there wasn't a hard drive, and Green Lantern had his hard drive. So like, oh, just stick it on your thing. And apparently they were in Miami, and Just Blaze said that Jay was supposed to record another record of one of his beats, and he never got that either. So apparently it was all on this hard drive that Green Lantern owns, and since then it's just never come to
Search begins, bruv. We need to get people on it.
Trust me, when he's over here, bruv, if he does any press, if anyone interviews JayZ in the UK, ask him, where is the Lethal Bizzle Pow verse, bro?
That's going to be my opening question.
Trust me.
I don't care about anything else.
Straight.
What would you say would be the most important lesson that you've learned from this whole music industry journey?
Ooh. I think probably showing love, spreading your energies when you're at the top of your game. And I think what I mean by that is when you're the most successful, when you're in the highest place, whatever, always reach back, always be around the man them, always still collaborate, always still see the new talent. And I think in itself, that keeps you on top of your game, keeps you relevant. And because once upon a time, well, not even once upon a time, still now, like, man used to be against each other. People think, like, you can't be mates, you got to be rivals. And it's exciting for fans, but I realised that it kills careers and it kills scenes and shit. And Wiley taught me that, yo, like, no matter what, how hot you are, if you're the new kid on the block, everybody's got a role to play. It's like a football team, and there's 11 people on the pitch, and there needs to be other people playing different roles. So that's one thing I've learned, that, you know, no matter how big I get, no matter how much money I got, I'm always gonna have time for the next one who's coming through, man, and always, you know, show love for the new up and coming talent.
Yeah, that's sick. I've got one last one for you.
Yes.
All of this money, have you thought about getting swimming lessons?
Bruv, black people, you just can't swim, bruv. It's big bad thing. Swimming's not for black people, bruv. Like, I could do one little breaststroke, but once I'm tired, I can't float. So it's peak. So nah, I think I'm too old for the swimming lesson thing. I just be on the paddle pool thing, man, and just sit on the edge and be easy, man.
Just chill.
Chill.
Lethal Bizzle, been a pleasure, man.
Thank you, my brother.
DJ Double here with Bizzle.
Chill. Sick interview, bro. Sick.